It's Friday the 24th of July 2020 and I'm at Harpenden to do a walk along the Chiltern Way long distance footpath. I now need to walk about a mile along the main road to get to the Chiltern Way. Well, I didn't walk along the main road, I treated myself to a cab. And now we're at the Chiltern Way, which goes up there. Now following this fenced path. Continuing along the fenced path on the outskirts of Harpenden. Yes, we're on the Chiltern Way. We've now entered this field and continue along the left-hand edge of it, beside this hedge. Later the path becomes hedged for a short distance. We've now arrived at the track bed of the former Midland Railway Hemel Hempstead branch, known as the Nicky line. It was closed to passenger traffic in 1947 and goods traffic in the 1970s, and is now a walk and cycleway. We now turn right along the old railway line. Just past this seat, the walk turns right. Down there. A little further along we come on to the edge of this golf course, but there's a great view ahead. Now following the edge of this field. Next, Chiltern Way joins this bridleway. At this junction, the walk turns right up this wide track. The wide track crosses the golf course. Apparently we're going to come to a road at the end of this track. Now at the road, Kinsbourne Green Lane, and Chiltern Way continues ahead through that hedge gap. On the other side of the road, we cross a large field and come to this hedge gap, which leads into the next field. In this next field we follow a hedge on the right. I'm now heading across a nightmare field. It's hopelessly overgrown, and that noise is the M1. Now about to go beneath the M1. Well, I've escaped the motorway junction only to find that the path in the next field is also invisible on the ground. View over to the left isn't too bad here, and there seems to be a clearer path. Through a hedge in the field corner, and there's this lovely clear path. Now at Delmere End, where we turn left along this road. The road walking ends by turning right along this path. The path emerges into a field with this great view over to the left. There's the path, there's an interesting seat, We're approaching Flamstead village now. Now in Flamstead churchyard, and here is a view of the magnificent Flamstead church. This is the path Chiltern Way takes through Flamstead churchyard. At the end of the path there's another nice view of Flamstead church. Leaving Flamstead, we take this path across a field with sweeping views ahead and to the left, and the path is clear. That's a bonus today. Looking back to Flamstead Church, we come to this narrow road called Peakley Hill and turn left. You turn right off the road along this path, and once again it's clear. As you can see, it falls and then rises. The view looking back towards Flamstead from the other end of the path you saw in the last clip. After some more road walking, Chiltern Way turns right along this path. If I can get under these bushes and show you. And it's getting quite breezy, but at least this is making it reasonably cool. Great sweeping views over to the right from the path. We're approaching that wood, and the path goes to the right of the wood. Now walking alongside of the woodland, which is called Yew Tree Spring. At this point, we turn left into the wood. Oh, very pleasant. Chiltern Way confirmation waymark on one of the trees. The path emerges into a field and we go across it. And still great views over to the right. On the other side of the field we bear left along this grassy path. We're now heading towards another road along this track, and we're still on Chiltern Way, of course. We've done the next bit of road walking at this point, and I'm on the path leading away from the road. Not very clearly visible in this field though. At the other side of the field in the last clip we turn left into this green lane. The green lane continues. We're heading towards Gaddesden Row. Now at the road at Gaddesden Row, and the walk continues straight ahead down there. Now taking a path across this fairly pleasant field. There's a view over to the grand building known as the Golden Parsonage. And we are continuing across another field. Next, Chiltern Way heads along this farm track. The easygoing track continues. At this point, we fork right on this track into Marshwood. Now in beautiful Marshwood. Emerging from the woods, we get this astounding view straight ahead. Astounding views indeed, and that's the way of the walk continuing. Heading across this field now, with great views ahead across the Gade Valley. There's a view looking back towards Gaddesden Place, built between 1768 and 1773. Now descending to a main road, great views. There's Water End, where those houses are, and in the distance there's Great Gaddesden with its church, and that's over to the right. After the main road we cross this footbridge over the River Gade. And there is the river, flowing quite nicely. Now following this path to another road. After a short walk along a road, Chiltern Way turns left up this path to Hesdin's Wood. Just before entering the wood, there's this fantastic view looking back over the Gade Valley. Now in Hesdin's Wood, where Chiltern Way climbs. On emerging from the wood, Chiltern Way turns right across this field, and again a brilliant view. Now at the road on the outskirts of the village of Potton End, where we turn right. We leave the road after about 100 yards by turning left along this fenced path. The continuing path, now with a nice view. The path descends to a valley. Of course, with footpaths, what goes down generally has to go back up, and this one is no exception. And over to the left as the path rises, well, I don't have to say what it is, do I? The walk continues along this drive to reach a main road. Chiltern Way crosses over the road and takes this clear footpath. Now the road at Fields End, where we turn right for about 100 yards to a path on the left. I've now turned left on the path away from the road. Later the path becomes a bit wider, with hedges on both sides. After crossing a road, the path continues. We're right on the edge of Hemel Hempstead here. At a junction of paths we bear right along this path. Now walking in the suburbs of Hemel Hempstead, heading for the station and the end of the walk. Chiltern Way now heads along the cul-de-sac of Old Fishery Lane. Now crossing over the Grand Union Canal, and we're going to go beneath the West Coast Main Line Railway and the A41 road. Now taking this footpath to another main road. We're almost at the station. Now at Hemel Hempstead station and the end of today's walk along the Chiltern Way.